Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday. Monday. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope it's not too cringe for you that it is Monday, but inevitable, really, right? So, uh, embrace, I guess, and I hope your day goes well. Well, yo, yo, yo. What's up, Wick? Yeah, dude. My dude. What's up, man? Uh, yeah, I hope everybody had a good weekend. Let me, before I forget, keep trying to announce and make everybody aware. Starting Wednesday, the stream will be down until the following Wednesday. So a week's worth of non-liveness, as it were, unfortunately. So just be prepared for that. No news segments, no nothing. So feels a bit rough, but it is what it is. And I'll be anticipating getting back. I can't. I can't even really fathom being away from streaming for a week. It's going to feel really weird. But I will miss you all immensely, and you know, absence makes the streamer heart grow fonder, right? Isn't that's the way that saying goes? I think so. You know, that'll just have to be what it is. Again, I hope your weekend went well. Let's go ahead. We got Witcher Day 37 today. We're going to be continuing the Heart of Stone DLC content. But before we do that, let's get into this gaming news stuff, okay? Let's do it. Let's do this. All right. Um, Game Pass is adding 5 classic Bethesda games. I think we kind of already hit on this. Yep. Yeah, we already kind of talked about that, so I probably won't dive into that. We've already talked about Netflix going into cloud gaming as well. My big thought with Netflix here is like I wonder what their company looks like with all the money they are dumping into the gaming venture here. What does their company look like if this all fails? You know, with all of these apps they're making, if it doesn't, because basically what this is an attempt for them to build up a gaming profile, right? Try to entice people to buy back into a subscription to their Netflix subscription service. Because to play most of their apps, you have to have a subscription service with them, right? Um, and their cloud gaming. If all that fails, what does their company look like? You know, how much of a loss is that for them? That's because we talk about it a lot, right? It's not necessarily a guarantee they're going to succeed for sure, right? Gaming is not an easy business to succeed in. It is not it is a very highly competitive industry. So we'll see. We'll see. I guess. Oh, new controversy from regarding Rockstar Games and Grand Theft Auto. Apparently, let's see what's going on. PlayStation gamers could receive up to £562 each. What? Okay, let's see what's going on there. Oh, Bioshock fans celebrate 15th anniversary of the franchise. Yeah, dude, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, Bioshock 1 released in 2007. That's right, dude. 15 years. Yo, 15 years, and Bioshock 1 holds up. We played Bioshock 1 last year. Bioshock 1 and, well, 1, 2, and Infinite. But, and they all hold up very well. But, I mean, considering that Bioshock 1 is 15 years old at this point, you go take a look at that game, you play it, it feels really nice. It looks fantastic. They're all around, just all in all, especially for me, both the first two games. The third one was kind of lost on me a little bit. I think because the first two were so good, in my opinion. But for being a 15-year-old game, just incredible, incredible. Let's take a look at this. Big question, what games are 10 out of 10? None. No games. That means the game did not miss a beat. It did not do anything wrong. There was nothing at all that could have been improved. 10 out of 10. Maybe 9.9 out of 10? I don't believe that there's ever been a game that has been released that didn't have something that could have been better. I don't believe that. Now, it also depends on your rating system, right? If you're just rating on content, story, things like that, yeah, you could probably get a 10 out of 10. That's a very short-sighted way to rate things, in my opinion. Do 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 do. Hidden Ubisoft logo suggests it could be coming to Xbox. Let's see. We've been seeing consoles and hardware across the board just becoming more readily available. Not constantly, but much more available and in stock than it was, say, a year ago, right? Supply is starting to finally come back to meet demand, whether it be consoles or computer hardware, especially like GPUs, CPUs, things like that. So it's good. It's good to see. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's Ghost Terra type is a callback to original Pokemon games. Ghost type Pokemon. My favorite Pokemon ever is Haunter. I love Haunter. I've got some other favorites. Talking about Magikarp. All right, some Psyduck and some Snorlax. Bring your best crew. I'll throttle them all with those guys right there. You know what I mean? Get that fishtail slap going on. Get wrecked. Let's pivot. Blade video game from Ubisoft potentially in the works. It'll only probably have 6 to 7 delays, so no worries. Sorry, I'm. That's probably a bad way for me to. That's a bad mindset for me to have, but it's Ubisoft has had a lot of issues here lately, and it's hard for me to see them see news come out about that developer that's weak. It's hard for me to see news come out about that developer right now about new titles and not have that kind of mindset after seeing so much stuff recently about how many titles they have scrapped, how many other titles they've had to delay numerous times, and just think that, okay, well, here they go. They just scrapped a ton of titles. Now they're deciding to make a Blade game. And, what's to say that it won't happen to this game as well? That's unfortunately kind of the mindset that I feel like I have to take regarding Ubisoft at this point. Especially when it comes to a new IP for them. When it comes to a new game, that's the way I feel like it, especially with Ubisoft. They're pretty good about pushing out their Far Cries and their Assassin's Creeds and the things that they've been doing for years on end. But when it comes to new IPs, it seems like they have a really, really tough time. We'll see how weak it is, buddy. Get your Pokeballs ready. We've got the PlayStation lawsuit up. We'll read about that. We've already got an article up about this as well, so we'll read about this too, and this. We read about this yesterday. Check out yesterday's news segment, August 21st. Looks like Fortnite and Destiny 2 are collaborating for some some kind of mashup, which I can see working better for Fortnite than I can for Destiny 2, to be honest. I give my impression. It's probably not bad for either one, to be honest. Fortnite's very popular. I just don't see Fortnite's world working in its art style, being incorporated into Destiny 2's universe nearly as easy or as well accepted as vice versa. You know what I mean? So I think that's the big thing that's hard for me to kind of wrap my mind around right now. But we continue to see this kind of thing, and it's been very good for Fortnite. They're doing Dragon Ball Z right now, and they've done so many other things in the past as well. And many other developers, from games to movies, things like that, want Fortnite to be promoting their product within that game. Fortnite's very popular. I try to. Are we too critical, or have we been duped too much? You know what I mean? I think that's the big question there. Wick or Gamer, sorry, Gamer. Both of you guys' names are green this morning. Sorry, what's up, buddy? I used to want to be a part of game dev too at one point when I was younger, and I never really pursued it. I think that if we were not as the consumer, as lovers of video games, to hold some kind of standard to these developers, it would just get so exponentially worse than we've ever seen it before. I mean, um, that's why I tend to be very critical in my assessment of games, is because while I am very critical of the negative, I try to praise the positive as well. And you guys know that. Um, it is not easy. Video game development is very, very hard, especially depending on how far reaching your potential project is, right? Um, but there have been many, many times in the past where consumers have been duped, and that's not okay. So I understand what you're saying, but I also say that we have a right to be critical and judgmental, because if we do not hold developers to a certain standard, they're just going to continue to uh, get worse and worse and worse in regards to that. Um, See, I guess that's where I differ a little bit. I don't necessarily, and I've tried to express the sentiment where I don't necessarily get upset when a game gets delayed. I would much, much, much rather a game get delayed that needs to be delayed for it to come out and be a quality product, right? But my perception, especially like when we talk about a company like Ubisoft, right? Talk about a company like Ubisoft and their game that is finally getting released. Is it Skull and Bones? Is that the name of their new game? Is it? I think so. Yeah. So Skull and Bones is a game that has been delayed 6 times over a 4-year period, right? I think my perception here is like a delay is fine. A delay is needed quite often. Unfortunately, I think that it's become a problem in the industry now where a a date has been set too often. Mamselle, what's up, my friend? Thanks again for the games, the matches yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Um, there's this new problem in the industry, right? Where companies are setting I think they're being a bit too forward with setting release dates, which is causing them to constantly delay games. So instead of doing like static release dates, they should just say time frames. Looks like we're anticipating a time frame here, right? Like within this 6 month period. And then that way they're like, okay, it's not ready. We need to delay and go back to this time frame or whatever. Rather than being more specific with it and going, oh, well, it's not going to happen, guys. So, because that gets people too hyped up. And that seems like a problem that is really, running rampant through the industry, in my opinion. Again, a delay is not bad. We would rather a quality product, in my opinion. And I think most people feel that way. It doesn't ever necessarily feel good when a game gets delayed, which is another reason why I feel like they need to be a bit more just generic with a release date right off the bat. But when you see a game like Skull and Bones that's been delayed 6 times in a 4-year period, and you see other problems within that developer where they keep scratching games, they keep delaying other games numerous times, that just tells me that there's something wrong within that business. You know what I'm saying? Is game development easy? No, that's never lost on me. And I don't even know the extent of everything that goes on. So I'm never going to try to pretend I do. But I don't think it's bad that we, as the consumer and as lovers of video games, are the ones that kind of help set the standard for what developers should be hitting for us, Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There are going to be people that disagree with my take here, and I do think that there are people that are a bit too whiny about stuff, especially, it's like, I've talked about this before too, people, there's a reason why games hold betas and everything, right? They want feedback. But there's an amount of there's a difference between good feedback in a game and from a community and feedback that just comes off as like stuff that's just going to be disregarded, right? Like that's just unrealistic, kind of whiny banter that isn't a consensus kind of idea. So there's definitely that kind of stuff to take into consideration too, man. Yeah, I agree. And I promote this idea all the time in the community too, and you know this. Anybody that hangs out here very often knows that I'm very much a proponent of the idea that we're all human. We all have different feelings and beliefs and views about things, and I am never going to be under the impression that my take on everything is going to be the same thing that everybody else feels. And this is how I feel about it. So there are going to be some people that I feel gravitate closely to the same idea that I'm seeing here, and there are going to be other people that don't. Yeah. But for me, I think that it is as the consumer, it is who else is going to hold that company to a standard, right? Us as the player of the product, us as the buyer of that product, who else is going to hold them to a standard? Um, Dude, have you guys seen the new legendary Pokemon? I'm a bit thrown off, man. I'm a bit thrown off. Let me pull this up, and we'll take a look at this, and we'll talk about it as well. The new legendary Pokemon look like motorcycles. It's weird, dude. It's kind of odd to me. I understand why they did it. Ooh, Mortal Kombat leak reveals disappointing plans. Okay. Yeah, we talked about this the other day as well. We've talked a lot about multiverses here recently. I'm not going to dive into that. Doom Eternal developer teases next game. Let's see what's going on there. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 reveals new campaign. Game footage. Let's see. Tencent has fired 5,500 workers as sales have been down. Wowzers. We've already kind of talked about this. I'm not going to dive into that. Are we aware of the PlayStation showcase in September? Let's see that real quick too. Let's stick with this. See what we got. Okay, Mortal Kombat reveals disappointing plans for 30th anniversary. A new leak associated with Mortal Kombat video game franchise has revealed some disappointing news to coincide with the 30th anniversary of the series. In early October, it will have officially been 30 years since the original Mortal Kombat game first hit arcades. Man, I will never, ever, ever forget being in our little local mall. There was an arcade, and I would occasionally get to go. I didn't get to go to the mall very often. But if my mom or dad ever needed to go there, it was like, yo, can I go to the arcade for a second? You know, and they had Mortal Kombat and they had Tekken up in there. Mortal Kombat, dude. I will never ever forget the first time I saw Sub-Zero rip somebody's head with their spine out. Pretty sure it was forward down, forward high punch, dude. See if it is. Why can't I type? Why can't I type, dude? I think that was his fatality. It's gonna be too hard to look it up right now. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was forward down, forward high punch. Um, it's one of those things that like sticks with me forever because seeing that was like video games, dude. Up to that point, you know, it was like for me, that was like a whole defining thing for video games and the genre of especially fighting games. You saw Mortal Kombat came in and looked so different. It had this very realistic thing to it, and because they had actually filmed a lot of actors doing the moves and things like that, and then incorporated it into the game as opposed to just pixelated, you know, generated characters and stuff like Street Fighter and stuff, games like that. And then the gore of it was just absolutely gnarly and enticing. You know, like you didn't see stuff like that back then. So watching the arcade version was always more graphic than and Sega. Sega was kind of the same way. The arcade version was just insane, and you know, I would just go stand by like the Mortal Kombat console and watch people play it. And there'd always be somebody playing Sub-Zero and ripping people's heads off with their spines, dude. It was so thrilling to me, man, as a kid. I loved it. I know it's super gory and you know, but it was such a wild time for video games. A number of fans have been hoping that developer NetherRealm Studios would look to celebrate this occasion in a special way, perhaps with a re-release of some of the older entries in the series. Sadly, a way of honoring the 30th anniversary does seem to be coming, but it's not in the way that fans wanted. Spotted on Amazon recently, a new 30th anniversary bundle associated with Mortal Kombat seems to be releasing next month. Rather than this bundle containing any older installments in the franchise, though, the package merely contains Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate and the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie on Blu-ray. This 30th anniversary Ultimate bundle is said to be launching on September 26th and will also include a special steelbook that features art from the new Mortal Kombat film. While there's nothing wrong with this bundle on its own, as mentioned, it's definitely not something that Mortal Kombat fans have been asking for. For a prolonged period of time, many in the Mortal Kombat community have been asking for remastered iterations of some of the original games. Namely, new iterations of Mortal Kombat, MK2, and MK3 on modern platforms have been highly sought after by fans for years. While it was hoped that these games would finally be coming back as a way of celebrating the 3-decade history of MK, it doesn't look like these wishes will be granted by WB Games for the time being. It seems like WB is kind of trying to work their way away from Mortal Kombat in a way. It almost to me seems like WB is maybe a little scared of the image that Mortal Kombat might be putting on their company, because this is not the only thing that's happened, right? We recently read where, what's the name of the company that actually does all the action figures and stuff? I can't think of it right now. They're having a tough time working with WB right now to get Mortal Kombat action figures done as well. Basically, right now, they can only get action figures done based off the movie. They cannot do any action figures right now based off of the game. What I'm kind of wondering is Warner Brothers taking a step back from the Mortal Kombat stuff because of they're afraid of what this could be doing to their image, because of the graphic nature of what this game brings to the table. You know, I don't know. That's just my initial thought. So this is not good for Mortal Kombat fans. 30-year anniversary definitely deserves some really nice kind of, and they could make some good money off of it too, I'm sure. Some kind of really nice collector's edition, something for Mortal Kombat, as well as, you know, I'm sure people have been wanting some like kind of modern remaster of the old games, obviously, for the more modern platforms and stuff. I don't know, but they're obviously, you know, WB is focused on some other stuff. They've got a lot of other things in the pipeline, whether it be, you know, the new multiverses or Hogwarts Legacy. You know, they got a lot of other things they're working on, of course. But this does feel bad for Mortal Kombat fans, absolutely. Doom Eternal developer teases next game. ID Software, the studio behind Doom and Doom Eternal, has teased the next game that it's currently working on. At this point, it's been over 2 years since ID Software and Bethesda released Doom Eternal. While the studio went on to support that game post-launch in the form of 2 major DLC expansions, it remains to be seen what its next fully fledged project will be. Now we've received an initial tease from one of the people in charge of the developer. To coincide with QuakeCon 2022, ID Software director Marty Stratton dropped a hint about what the studio has been up to. Although no specifics were provided, Stratton did make it clear that those at ID Software are working on a new game right now. Further information on when this game might be unveiled also wasn't given, but Stratton made it sound like this project is still in the early stages. Because of this, we might not learn more about this mystery title in an official capacity for quite a bit longer. In all likelihood, ID Software's next project likely won't be tied to the Doom franchise, even though the studio has become synonymous with Doom in recent years. The Ancient Gods DLC for Doom Eternal essentially made it clear that this would be the final chapter of content for the franchise for the foreseeable future. Instead, some rumors have suggested ID could now look to return to Quake. Ooh, I know there'd be some people happy about that. Which is another iconic shooter series that the studio worked on in its early years. What will make ID Software's next game different from previous titles is that it will be the first project released since the studio was acquired by Microsoft. As such, whatever this game ends up becoming will surely be exclusive to Xbox Series X and PC platforms, and will likely be announced at an Xbox event. With this in mind, we'll keep an eye out in the coming weeks and months if any new teases or reveals do come about. Okay. Yeah, I think there are a good amount of people that would be pretty psyched about a new Quake game. Yep. They've done a good job with Doom. I haven't really played it, but I've seen an amount of the content, and Doom has been pretty well received from ID as of late, and I do own it. I just haven't played it. I actually thought that we might end up playing it during like Scaretober or something. Not that it's like a super scary game. It's just kind of gory. But we just have too many other games that are better for Scaretober. So who knows? We might get to it at some point. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 reveals new campaign gameplay footage. Some brief new gameplay from the campaign of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 has now been revealed. Since first announcing the latest Call of Duty game a couple of months back, footage from the game's campaign is all that Activision and developer Infinity Ward have opted to show off. Now, that trend has continued once again prior to the unveiling of the game's multiplayer mode in the coming month. In a new clip shared via the official Call of Duty YouTube channel, Activision highlighted one of the levels that will be seen in the single-player component of Modern Warfare 2. The video itself is only 15 seconds in total and is meant to highlight the fact that the campaign of Modern Warfare 2 will be accessible prior to the game's official launch at the end of October. While highlighting this promotion, though a handful of snippets from the level were shown off, in short, we see the player character traversing through a valley of some sort as a helicopter flies overhead. The video then ends as they exit this valley. They look out over a convoy that is sitting in the middle of the desert. All right, let's see this real quick.
Got a heli incoming. Right on time.
Looks pretty good.
I'm eyes on.
Digitally pre-order Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and play the campaign up to a week early.
As mentioned, the most notable thing that we've recently learned about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's campaign recently. Okay, comic book. As mentioned, the most notable thing that we've recently learned about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's campaign recently is that it will be playable sooner than previously expected. For those who pre-order Modern Warfare 2 digitally on any platform, Activision will be granting players access to the campaign of the game a full week ahead of time. All right. This early access will begin on October 20th and will then be followed by the full launch of Modern Warfare 2 the following week, which will then make the multiplayer mode playable. In a general sense, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 will be fully launching this fall on October 28th. The game will be coming to PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and PC. Okay. There you go. So if you're interested in Modern Warfare 2, you pre-order the digital version, you will get access to the campaign. We're seeing this is becoming a trend, right? Where a lot of these types of games are, if you pre-order, you'll get access to a certain mode of the game for an amount of time before the game actually launches or releases, right? There you go. Tencent, that's a lot of workers to be fired right there. Please stop. There we go. Tencent fires 5,500 workers as sales down for the first time since going public. Tencent has downsized its workforce for the first time since 2014. Chinese conglomerate Tencent has fired 5,500 employees after posting a revenue of 19.8 billion in June quarter, down 3%, which is the first decline since going public. China's largest video game and social media company trimmed nearly 5,500 employees from its payroll in the second quarter amid a slowing economy, reports South China Morning Post. Tencent has downsized its workforce for the first time since 2014, slashing the number of employees to 110,000, almost 100, going on 111,000 by the end of June, down from 116,000 in March, according to the company. During the quote, during the second quarter, we actively exited non-core businesses, tightened our marketing spending, and trimmed operating expenses, enabling us to sequentially increase our non-IFRS earnings despite difficult revenue conditions, said Pony Ma Huating, founder and chief executive of Tencent. Net income reached 18 billion yuan in the period, down 56% from a year ago, missing analysts' estimates of 25 billion yuan. Yuan? Is that, I think I'm butchering this. Reports have also surfaced that Tencent was considering selling some or all of its 17% stake in Meituan, one of China's largest food delivery companies. The company, however, denied this news during the earnings call on Wednesday. Of course they denied. Video gaming sales at home and globally both declined. The company attributed the weak performance to fewer big game releases, lower user spending, and the implementation of minor protection measures. Not to mention, they've been really, really throttled by their regulations in China. If you recall, a lot of what, we've come across in the news earlier in the year was how strict China's government has become on regulating, the video gaming industry. So from the amount of time that people under 18 can actually, citizens of the country under 18 can actually spend playing online games, all the way to basically having to, developers have to get a permit to release games, basically. And the government has to provide them with a permit, right? So there's this whole like thing where the pipeline for game releases in China is like basically bottlenecked by the government having to give them permits to release games. So a game can be finished in development and just be stuck. So it's a really weird situation for a lot of developers over there. Fresh rumors suggest much-awaited PlayStation showcase to be held in September. One second, guys. Sorry. Looks like Thursday, September 9th. That would be about 3 p.m. for us. We'll watch it. Yep. It'll be a long stream day for us, but that's fine. PlayStation Showcase is an event conducted for renowned game studios, new games to launch their product on the market by announcing them officially to PlayStation fans. Yeah. So, PS Showcase September. I'm sure we'll see Ragnarok. First showcase was conducted in 2021. It looks like Helldivers 2 is likely to be announced. Potentially. Grain of salt there, probably. Okay, I'm actually going to bookmark this. This is the same day. Hold up. Same day as Disney and Marvel showcase. Weird. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Take a look here. What time is this one? 4 Eastern? Dude, no way. What? Wait. 4 Eastern, so that's 3 o'clock p.m. here for the Disney. What did I say this one was? I might have had the wrong time on the PlayStation one. This one was... Get both these up. Yep. They're doing both these showcases at the same exact time. Why? Well, I'll tell you this. If I had to pick one, I'm picking PlayStation. So, Friday, September 9th, Disney and Marvel are doing a showcase at 1 o'clock Pacific, which is 3 o'clock our time, right? Or my time, 3 o'clock my time, which is right towards the end of our stream. And same thing here for PlayStation. PlayStation just came out and said they're doing theirs on September 9th at 1 p.m. as well. So, That's a really weird ploy there, right? So what we'll do is we'll probably watch the PlayStation Showcase live, and then we'll go back and watch the Disney and Marvel game showcase as a VOD. Okay, that will probably be my play. Watch PlayStation's live, and then watch Disney and Marvel as a VOD. That's really weird, dude. Of all the like days and time, even on the same day, they could have done like an hour difference or something. That's really weird. I might have to tweet that out and be like, "Yo, can you guys like, yeah, can somebody like put this at a different time than Disney and Marvel so both can be enjoyed?" Like, what the crap, man? I might have to shoot a tweet out, man, and see what I can get done here. Nothing probably, but you know it's worth a shot, I guess. I'll shoot something to PlayStation. Hey, PlayStation! OA says you need to change the time of your showcase in September. They'll be like, oh, we got you, man. No worries. Rockstar Games involved in new controversy with Grand Theft Auto. Rockstar Games has found itself involved in a new controversy associated with the Grand Theft Auto series rather than the controversy dealing with the upcoming GTA 6, GTA 5, or GTA Online, though. Studio is instead coming under fire for some moves that it has made in association with the original game in the series. To make matters even worse, the person at the center of the story happens to be a former developer on the Grand Theft Auto franchise. According to new allegations from Mike Daly, who is one of the original programmers that worked on 1997's GTA, Rockstar Games has recently issued copyright strikes to videos associated with the game that were uploaded to YouTube. Daly, who worked at DMA Design, which eventually became Rockstar North, had previously shared videos that contained footage from prototype versions of GTA. Daly had seemingly posted these videos for no other reason than to give interested fans some insight into how GTA was made. Clearly, though, Rockstar doesn't seem to want this information on the internet for one reason or another. Look at this tweet, dude. Oh, look at this tweet from Mike Daly. I see Rockstar going full effers mode again, issuing copyright strikes to any GTA video they can find, including both my prototype videos. So now they're trying to block all release of anyone's work on a game and any old development footage. I love this. I didn't mean to do that. I'll retweet it, dude. Oh man, I'm not logged in. Crap. I'm gonna keep this up. I'm gonna retweet this. That's actually hilarious. I love this. Quit, dude. I just want to highlight. That is actually hilarious. Now they're trying to block. Yeah. Following this initial message from Daly, he went on to say that he has now removed all of his original GTA dev stuff that was previously posted online. He also shared a glimpse of a development document from GTA that he said would now never see the light of day. Despite having helped create Grand Theft Auto, Daly seems to have no current love for Rockstar. As he went on to call the company. It's worth noting that Daly hasn't shared anything directly from Rockstar that confirms that the studio is the one sending out these copyright strikes in the first place. As such, these are merely allegations from Daly for the time being. If anything new comes from this situation in the future, though, we'll be sure to update you. It probably is them. There is always the chance that somebody's just messing with him and trying to, like, putting in copyright strikes for content that's not actually... they have nothing to do with. That happens, right? But it probably is Rockstar. That's actually hilarious. I'm keeping that up. UK PlayStation gamers would receive up to £562 each from a £5 billion lawsuit. PlayStation owners in the UK could receive hundreds of pounds in compensation through a lawsuit which accuses Sony of having ripped people off. As many as 9 million claimants are being represented in a lawsuit filed with the Competition Appeal Tribunal on Friday. That was this past Friday, including anyone in the UK who has purchased digital games or add-on content either on their console or through the PlayStation Store since 19 August 2016. Brought by consumer rights champion Alex Neil, the lawsuit accuses Sony PlayStation of overcharging customers by up to £5 billion or 5.9 billion US in total over the last 6 years by charging a 30% commission on every digital game and PlayStation Store in-game purchase. The company has been accused of breaching competition law by imposing unfair terms and conditions on game developers and publishers, in turn forcing up prices for consumers. Customers could be entitled to between £67 or $79 US and £562 or $663 US each, excluding interest, with Neil claiming the game is up for Sony PlayStation. With this legal action, I am standing up for the millions of UK people who have been unwittingly overcharged, she said. We believe Sony has abused its position and ripped off its customers. Neil went on to describe gaming as the biggest entertainment industry in the UK, ahead of TV, video, and music. She continued, many vulnerable people rely on gaming for community and connection. The actions of Sony is costing millions of people who can't afford it, particularly when we're in the midst of a cost of living crisis and the consumer purse is being squeezed like never before. Yo, is this just going to be the first? If this has happened in the UK, I assume this has happened all over the world, right? So, are we going to start seeing these lawsuits pop up against Sony and potentially other video game companies that have maybe done the same kind of practice? You know, engaged in the same kind of practice? Natasha Pierman, the partner leading the case, commented, Sony dominates the digital distribution of PlayStation games and in-game content. It has implemented an anti-competitive strategy that has resulted in price premiums too high for the customer to be disproportionate to the cost of Sony providing its services. This request is only possible because the opt-out class action regime has been introduced by the Customer Rights Act of 2015, a mode that Alex fought to introduce. We look forward to working with Alex and ensuring that this regime achieves its goals of consumer protection and compensation. The claimants involved in the lawsuit will not have to pay for the cost of the legal proceedings themselves, thanks to its funding by Woodsford, a team of litigation and arbitration experts investing in large commercial claims. LAD Bible has reached out to Sony PlayStation for comment. Dude, that's a lot. That's a lot. What I will say is, it'll probably not be that much, but we'll see. That's pretty wild, though. Pretty wild. BioShock fans celebrate the 15th anniversary of the franchise. That's awesome. If you guys didn't catch it recently, we saw, probably about 4 or 5 days ago, I think, and one of our news segments, we saw where an individual in creative mode of sign me up, yeah, mamselle. We saw where in creative mode of Fortnite, somebody had created Rapture. Somebody created Rapture in Fortnite, and it was amazing. It looked so good. So good. Today happens to mark the 15th anniversary of 2K's beloved BioShock video game series. On this date, back in 2007, the original BioShock first launched on Xbox 360 and PC before later coming to PS3. Since that time, a sequel with 2010's BioShock 2 and a third game entitled BioShock Infinite have come about. And while fans are still waiting on the next entry in the franchise to arrive, many have decided to today celebrate the game that started it all. Throughout the day, a number of BioShock fans have taken to Twitter to think back on the original game in the series. 2K itself has been leading the charge on Twitter, has been sharing fun facts and pieces of fan art related to the series. Tweets related to BioShock have been so prevalent today, in fact, that hashtag BioShock15 has even been trending on Twitter throughout most of the day. That's awesome. As mentioned, the one thing related to BioShock that most fans continue to wait for is news on the next game. While 2K has already confirmed that Studio Cloud Chamber is developing BioShock 4, We have yet to see anything official from the title since its announcement years ago. Now, we've also heard that we probably shouldn't expect any kind of even release for this game until maybe 2024, potentially, right? In all likelihood, we could learn more in the coming weeks or months, though, so be sure to stay tuned. As far as a release date for that game, how do you feel about BioShock turning 15 years old? I've talked about it. I use BioShock quite often as an example of how a well-developed game can age like a fine wine, if you will, right? BioShock is 15 years old. We played it last year. We played all the BioShock games last year, but BioShock 1 is 15 years old, and it feels great still. It feels great. It looks great. It is a very, very immersive world. Rapture is gorgeous. It is still gorgeous at 15 years old, which there are a good number of games that hold up over time, right? But this was an absolute pleasure to play, and to know that, we were creeping in on 15 years at the time that we played it last year, and I kept going back and just going, geez, the entire time I played it, it was just kind of astounding at how incredible the world looked and felt the entire time I played the game, and to realize that the game was that old. It was really just kind of breathtaking. Hidden Ubisoft logo suggests it could be coming to Xbox soon. Ubisoft might be making its way to Xbox platforms soon after a logo was spotted in the back end of the Xbox store's coding. Currently, Ubisoft is only available on PC, but was announced for Xbox's platforms back in January of this year. As reported by VGC, Twitter user at Alumia Italia uncovered the logo for Ubisoft in the Xbox backend code. While this is not a direct confirmation, it could indicate that the service will make its way to Xbox platforms very soon. The main question now is how Ubisoft will be implemented on Xbox consoles. EA Play is a similar service and is bundled into Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. Another wrinkle is Ubisoft Classics, a service currently offered as part of PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium tiers. This service as a scaled-back version of Ubisoft Plus with significantly fewer games. Like Xbox, Ubisoft Plus is planned to launch on PlayStation consoles as revealed earlier this year. It's unclear whether the service will be the same on both platforms. Until an official confirmation is made, Xbox players will need to wait and see when Ubisoft Plus arrives, what form it will take. It's possible, and what form it will take. Possible there may be a slightly different version bundled in with Game Pass, as EA Play has different catalogs for Game Pass and PC users. Earlier this year, it came to light that Tencent is reportedly looking to raise its stake in Assassin's Creed and Far Cry publisher Ubisoft. Yep. Okay, well, time will tell. I'm sure we'll see more of this to come fairly soon. So we'll keep our eyes and ears peeled for more news on that front. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's Ghost Terra type is a callback to original Pokemon games. Yay. Cool. Pokemon fans noticed a familiar face during yesterday's surprise trailer during the closed ceremonies at the Pokemon World Championships. Pokemon Company will, do they have the trailer in here? We'll find the trailer. We'll watch the trailer with this, okay? During the closing ceremonies at the Pokemon World Championships, the Pokemon Company revealed a new trailer for the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet that debuted the Pokemon Cyclizar, along with a handful of new Pokemon moves and held items. Trailer also showed off a Ghost Terra-type Tyranitar to reflect some of the new battle mechanics' useful abilities, with the Tyranitar unaffected by a fighting-type move that would usually do quadruple damage thanks to its temporarily transformation into a Ghost-type Pokemon. However, the Tyranitar, and presumably all Ghost Terra-type Pokemon, also showed up a cool callback to the original Pokemon games. Below is a close-up of the large crystal crown that appears over Tyranitar's head after it terrestrializes, which is like this crystal form thing they've got that's being incorporated into the new game. The large ghost is a reference to the ghost of a Marowak who haunted the Pokemon Tower in Lavender Town in Pokemon Red and Blue. Nice, yeah. The ghost took on a form similar to the terrestrial crystal until players received a Silph scope that ultimately showed its true form and allowed the players to help the Marowak find peace by battling and defeating it and send it off to the afterlife. The new Terrastol mechanic will temporarily transform a Pokemon into a crystallized form, which gives a boost to any attack that's the same as its Terra type. Most Pokemon will have a Terra type that matches one of its normal types. Example, most Pikachu will have an electric Terra type. However, certain Pokemon will have a special Terra type, such as a Tyranitar, as the Tyranitar seen above, or a flying Terra type Pikachu. Not only will a Pokemon adopt the strengths and weaknesses of its single Terra type, any moves associated with its Terra type will also be significantly stronger. Yesterday, Pokemon Company revealed the move Terra Blast, which will automatically switch its type to match a Pokemon's Terra type when that Pokemon terrestrializes. I have such a tough time with that word. I don't know why. Terrestrializes. I'm surprised they don't have a link to the... Let's see if I can find this trailer real quick. Oh, we've got it up right here, actually, I think, probably. Yeah. So let's just read this one next. So Pokemon Scarlet and Violet trailer shows off new Pokemon, Cyclizar and Battling. These are the new legendary Pokemon. I'm a bit turned off. I mean, look at this. You know what they look like? You know when you were a kid and you would like go to the grocery store with your parents or whatever, or like grandparents or something like that, whoever, and they would have like the little like quarter machine rides, that you would hop on, and like it would just take you around in a circle, or it would just like bounce you like up and down or whatever. That's what these look like. Oh, dude. It looks like a kiddie quarter machine ride. Oh gosh, dude. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I understand like they're trying to do this whole thing where they're changing the way that you play these Pokemon games to where the Pokemon has a much they're transitioning away from the way that you use to teach your Pokemon the moves to traverse the world, right? Like you would have different Pokemon that you would have in your party to use Cut or Surf or Fly, right? And it was like you had to have like specific Pokemon in your party to get all these different moves done usually to traverse the world. And they're trying to make it now where you basically just need like one Pokemon, and it can kind of like take you all over the place, right? But this is, I am not feeling the way this looks. Gamer, just saw a different newsfeed about the PS UK thing on Factbook. Checked out the first couple comments from people, and they were outraged against the allegations. One person did that. One person did that many. Person said that many come take a 30% cut from sales, not just Sony. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for confirming. Yeah, that's what I was saying was like, dude, if this is happening to Sony, what other companies are going to be getting hit like this, right? Because I'm under the impression this is like a standard, right? This is not just Sony. That I was just making an assumption. I wasn't sure, but yeah, I was kind of under the impression that many of these other similar kinds of corporations in the gaming industry had the same kind of methodology in place, right? For their shops and their stores and stuff, taking that kind of cut. So this is just like the beginning, right? Yeah, so the article. Oh, okay, buddy. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it very much. Hey, have a great day, buddy. Thanks for always being here. Stay safe. Have a great day. Hopefully we'll see you later, okay? Yeah, the article, well, I mean, I think the article was specifically aimed at Sony. I think that's what you were getting at. Because Sony's the one being targeted in the lawsuit right now. But I think what is probably going to happen, what we're going to see is, this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, as you know, if you will. If other similar methodologies, and it seems like there probably are, have been utilized by these other companies, whether it be Steam or Microsoft or what have you, for their storefronts and everything. Size! What's up, dude? Oh, man. What's up, buddy? Hey, man, thank you very much for the raid. How are you, buddy? How are you? Look at those emotes, dude. Just explodies all over the place. Hey, man, what's up, dude? Thanks, man. Thanks. How was your weekend, dude? Yeah, I think that we're probably going to see, as long as this lawsuit actually comes to fruition over there in the UK, that's just going to be the beginning of this. They'll probably start going after these other companies for doing the same exact thing as well, right? Yeah. Weekend was good? Good. I'm glad, dude. I'm glad. Yeah, but again, shout out to Gamer for looking into the fact checking that stuff for us, man. That's incredible. Thanks, buddy. These Pokemon, dude, I can't get over what they're doing with these Pokemon. They look like quarter kitty rides. Brand new trailer for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet shows off Cyclizar, a normal dragon Pokemon that can be ridden like a bicycle. Trailer also focuses heavily on battling and was revealed during the 2022 Pokemon World Championships. This is the best look at battling we've gotten so far for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, with several new items being detailed along with a closer look at how Terra Stylizing works. Yeah, Cyclizar is the latest Pokemon to be revealed for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and looks to be a rideable Pokemon, much like the game's legendary Pokemon Koraidon and Miraidon. Koraidon and Miraidon. I think it's how that's pronounced. The official Pokemon website describes Cyclizar as follows. Dude, I don't know. Cyclizar can sprint at over 70 miles per hour while carrying a human. It's not sprinting, dude. It's not. They've actually got, look, these are wheels. They put wheels on them, dude. It's really weird. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what this looks bad to me. I don't like it, dude. It looks like a quarter kitty ride. They've got handlebars and headlights on them and stuff. It's not like you're like holding on to like their shoulders or something as the trainer. What is this? I don't know, dude. Cyclizar was seen battling in the trailer and used a new move called a Shed Tail to absorb damage while switching to another party member. New battle items were detailed as well, including the following: Mirror Herb copies an opponent's stat increase when consumed. Covert Cloak. Excuse me. This hooded cloak conceals the holder, protecting it from the additional effects of moves. Loaded dice makes multi-strike moves more likely to hit more times. In addition to these new items, a new move called Terra Blast was revealed. Changes the type when the user has Terra Stylized. Terra Stylizing, yep, we've talked about that in the previous article. We're going to watch this trailer real quick, okay? Let's watch this. I'm glad your weekend was good, buddy. That's awesome, man. I like this new like terrestrializing thing that they're incorporating, because you can find Pokemon that have like a unique, different type of terrestrializing than their actual normal Pokemon type. So it can really change the battle for you. It's kind of crazy. Oh, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Really hate it when I can't play these games. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. So, from what I can gather right now, like you can see right here, that let me go back just a moment and pause this. So, if you take a look at this, this is like an image of a, what do they call it? The terrestrialized, right? This is like a Pikachu that is terrestrialized, right? And whenever you do this terrestrialized thing to your Pokemon, it turns them into like this crystal form that makes their moves more powerful, but it can also change their like kind of type in a way. So this Pikachu actually has a terrestrialized form that is flying. So it changes this Pikachu from like an electric type into a flying type whenever it's terrestrialized. So if you're like, using Pikachu, your opponent's using a Pokemon that is strong against electric type and say maybe weak against flying, you can terrestrialize your Pikachu that is into its flying type and then have an advantage or whatever. So it's really kind of a cool spin on, a new way to go about these battles for advantage and disadvantages and stuff. It's kind of wild. Rather than just every Pokemon has a type, which is advantages and disadvantages. You can kind of alter that in the battle sometimes. Now, most Pokemon, this is like a unique situation from what I understand. Finding a Pokemon that has a terrestrialized type that's different than its normal type is a bit unique and rare from what I understand. Now, this is a whole new thing. We're finding out stuff about the new Pokemon game, right? But this is what I'm gathering so far. Normally, your Pokemon is going to be the same terrestrialized type that the Pokemon type is. It will just make its moves stronger. But, on occasion, you'll find a Pokemon or catch a Pokemon that has a different terrestrialized type than its type is, right? So, we'll see. Used to play it competitively. That's cool, man. Yeah. I used to play a good amount of Pokemon back in the day. Not competitively or anything, but I've always been a fan, That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, dude, you give me a Haunter, a Magikarp, a Psyduck, and a Snorlax. Nobody's going to beat me, all right? Perhaps most interesting is Cyclizar's look and form, which seems to be a precursor to the game's legendary Pokemon Koridon and Miraidon. Additionally, the three Pokemon share the ability to be used as a mount for players, suggesting there is a deeper connection between the three. Yeah, I understand their pivot in trying to make it a bit more... Yeah, you're good, buddy, you're good. A bit more functional for people to just have like a single like Pokemon or whatever that they can get around on. But this is not, dude, this looks weird to me. It would be different if you were just like hopping on the back of a Pokemon and it was like running around and traversing. That's cool. But for it to come like pop down and look like a motorcycle and to have handlebars and like a headlight on it and stuff, I don't know. Maybe this is just like a saddle and some like a saddle that you throw on it or something. I don't know. Maybe that is the play. It looks like a kitty quarter machine that you ride around, though. That's what I mean. It does. It really does. I don't know. It's a bit odd for me. All right, this is the last article I have for the morning, guys. If you have anything else to add to the news segment that I have not hit on this morning or previously, let me know, okay? And I'll address it before we move on from here to our day 37. Heart of Stone, continuing our Heart of Stone DLC content in The Witcher 3, okay? Blade video game from Ubisoft potentially in the works. Looks like a video game associated with the Marvel character Blade could be in the works at video game publisher Ubisoft. Currently, there are a vast number of Marvel video games in the works, which include Spider-Man 2, Marvel's Midnight Suns, and Wolverine. Other rumored projects tied to Black Panther and Iron Man. As such, it's clear that Marvel itself is looking to generate a number of titles based on some of its most popular characters, which may have now led to a collaboration with Ubisoft. Spotted by YouTube channel JorRaptor, recent posts on social media within the past month seem to tease that a Blade game could be in development. At the end of July, actor Edwin Gaffney posted a couple of new images on social media teasing ongoing motion capture work at Ubisoft. Although Gaffney didn't specifically state what game he was working on with Ubisoft, he did share an image of a marker that contained the word Marvel as the name of the production. Because of this, it's assumed that Marvel could be doing something in tandem with the France-based publisher. Okay. So why is it believed that this Ubisoft game could specifically be tied to the character Blade? Well, the marker that Gaffney shared in the image also contained the name B. Tarek next to the director line. For those unaware, Basim Tarek is slated to be the director of the upcoming Blade movie that is in the works at Marvel Studios. While it's not known how or why Tarek could also be tied to this game, his name appearing on the marker could simply be a tease about the nature of this production. Also worth noting that Gaffney shared an image of himself and fellow actor Alex Martin, where each is holding weapons that look to be katanas. Yeah, they did. Random vote time, guys. Considering that Blade is a character that is most well known for wielding a sword to dispatch foes, this is yet another reason why it's assumed that this mystery project could be associated with the Daywalker. Obviously, this is all just conjecture for the time being, so take everything laid out here with a major grain of salt. Still, what has been teased here is quite compelling, especially when you consider that Disney, which is the parent company of Marvel, has already licensed other properties like Star Wars and Avatar to Ubisoft. To see that Ubisoft could be collaborating with Marvel games isn't much of a stretch at all, especially since Marvel has shown in recent years that it wants to work with a wide range of studios. Okay. Well, the more you know. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I would say it's probably not too far-fetched. Yo, Bean, what's up, buddy? Random up. Let's go. It's definitely not too far-fetched. Yeah, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good morning. I hope you had a good weekend, man. Usually, with a kind of iconic character like this that people are very familiar with, if a movie is being, a series is being revamped or coming out, a new movie is being made, whatever, quite often, they'll try to make a game as well, or vice versa. If a new game's coming out and it's been a while, they'll try to coincide that with a movie or a video game or what have you, or a movie or a TV series, what have you, right? So, they're probably on the mark here, yeah. Oh, I did, buddy, I did. Thanks, man, yeah. That's what I've got, guys. That's what I've got. So, good news segment. As always, I appreciate you guys being part of it. We're going to move on to day 37 of Witcher 3, which is now focused on Heart of Stone DLC content. We finished up the base game at the end of towards the middle-ish end of the week last week, and began our Heart of Stone DLC. And Friday was an absolute riot. The play on Friday for Witcher 3 was the I would say the best gameplay so far that I've had in Witcher 3. I was literally dying laughing all day long from the quest that we were on, and I'm really excited to keep going. But before we get there, let me end this news segment by telling everybody that I appreciate you very much for being here and being a part of what we do, and especially for being here and being part of today's news segment, okay? If you're checking this content out on YouTube and you're enjoying the video gaming news, see what you can do about coming and hanging out with myself and these other amazing individuals here in this community when we go live at 6 o'clock a.m. CST every single day, where we start off all of our streams with video gaming news, okay? Other than that, also, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button if you're enjoying the content, and just stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another. We'll catch everybody tomorrow for August 23rd's edition of Video Gaming News, okay?